If you need some motivation to resist, avoid to purchase the Eye Wardrobe by Victoria Beckham, if you are tempted but you want to stay strong, then this is the video for you. I'm very tempted by two of the quads, Victoria and Night Flash. And those are iconic quads because those are color stories that have been released previously in the previous line of eye bricks, and they are very Victoria Beckham. I'll show you now my attempt to dupe the Victoria eye quad. Until now, I've seen live swatches from Fedaro Beauty. She has uploaded a short where she shows the swatches. I have not asked her the permission this time to publish in this video her swatches. However, I created a dupe, and to do so, I used my refillable compact that is the one from the bronzer. As you may know, I purchased the bronzer in the past. It was a peachy blush on me instead of a bronzer. It was too warm. And I had picked the shade number 2 that is supposed to be the coolest, but on me is warmer. So I had this compact and I wanted to have a purpose for it. But now I have the chance to put my dupes inside this compact. So I will have the feeling of, an exclusive Victoria Beckham eyeshadow quad, but with my dupes inside. The new eyeshadows are talc free. That is a difference compared to the old eye bricks. The old eyeshadows were with talc and also were made in US. The new eyeshadows are talc free, as I said, and also made in Italy. So there's a difference. In terms of formula, it will be a standard powder formula. From the Fedaro Beauty short, I've seen the metallic pens. So these will be a talc-free but a standard formula, not cream to powder, nothing fancy there. Now, let's go to the dupes. I could dupe the Victoria quad with Viseart. Now, the point is, I could dupe very well the mattes. In terms of the shimmer, I think that shimmer is very hard to dupe. And the true dupe is Mink, her eyeshadow pot in Mink. I'm still very tempted because it would be very convenient to get that Mink eyeshadow pot in a compact form. I hope to be strong enough because it doesn't make sense to spend 50 in euros is 83 with the compact and 55 for the refill only. It doesn't make sense to spend 55 for one shade. But I admit that I was struggling with Mink and still I don't have a dupe for that shade. Although in this video, I own that Mink eyeshadow and I decluttered it. I never used it because I swatched it and it was too reddish. And that's the problem with this eyeshadow. Now, Fedaro Beauty uses stencils to make the swatches, so it's not possible to see very well what is the undertone. But I suspect that shimmery shade in the Victoria quad is still very reddish in the undertone. But yeah, I wanted to share with you before you decide to purchase or before I decided to go ahead with the purchase. I have the 2 refills in my cart, I admit that. But I'm trying to stay strong with this and I wanted to share the process with you. So the dupes. I swatch my dupes here. So these are the dupes for the Victoria Beckham Victoria quad related to the matte only. And what is missing here is the shimmery shade that would be duped 100% if I still had the pot Mink that I decluttered. These are all Viseart. So this is the darkest shade coming from the Viseart Grand Pro one. It's the darkest shade of the ochre raw. And then I have these other 2 that come from my custom neutral, cool neutral palette. Looks like a Makeup by Mario, but it's made with Viseart shades. So I have many Viseart palettes and I'm running now a blog sale on my B.O.B. Mindset Instagram because since I'm moving, I want to keep only the shades that are best for me, the more on the coolest side, and the neutral warm ones or the blue ones. They are all for sale for a very cheap price. I just have too many things, so since I'm moving, I just started a sale, so go check also my Instagram. So from my original neutral matte palette, I removed the orange shades, and this is what I came out with. This would be my perfect neutral palette. And from this neutral palette, I also can pick these two shades. This is this one, and is a kind of a warm brown, neutral, I would say, more neutral brown. I can see a tad of orange in it. And this is a brown that comes from Viseart Warm Matte. These three are from the Warm Matte, and this is from the Warm Matte. I need a magnet to remove it. Okay, so this is the other brown, so is gonna stay here. And then we have a missing shade that will be the shimmery one, and this is a mustard, is this shade that comes from, again, the Viseart Grand Pro one. So this would be the lightest shade. That still is a camel. So I think that these dupes are quite accurate. If you watch the Fedaro Beauty short, this is quite accurate. So you know what? I have 3 of the 4 shades, and the shimmery shade, I like the fact that it's crumbly, is quite textured, but at the same time, I don't have it in my collection because I got rid, or I try to avoid purchasing shades like these. I wish there was a Baked GELÉE version of it, but in that brown color, it's rare to find that shade. But this confirms that I can mimic the experience of, you know, a fancy, posh case by Victoria Beckham and having the shades in a Victoria quad with the shimmer that wouldn't be my perfect, let's say, fit for my personal signature style. So I like to rearrange things to create my personal thing. I own 3 of the shades, and 4th shade I had mink, I decluttered it myself because it was not possible for me to use it. So that is a sign that I don't need to buy Victoria and that I should stay strong. Nonetheless, I still want the taupe one, but again, also there is just a matter of 1 shade. I'm intrigued by that shimmery gray because it's a bit warm. It's a bit on the beigey side. It's not blue gray. It's more of a yellowish gray, and that makes it quite unique. I need to go through my collection, and that is the chance to revise my collection and to find a pretty good dupe. I'm pretty sure I have something like that. In case I don't have it, then I may go for the refill, but I want to wait a bit, not to impulse buying it, but at least wait a bit. And I think that you can mimic this. So when you should buy the new Victoria Beckham Victoria quad, I think it's still a good buy if you don't have a lot of makeup. Then you have the signature shades by Victoria Beckham ready for you. These Viseart one are high quality, but they have talc. If you, for some reason, don't want talc, that is a talc-free formula. So if you are looking for a high quality talc-free formula, definitely rely on Victoria Beckham. Or if you are a fan of the brand, redundancy or spending is not a problem for you, then I think it's a good buy. Also, what I think is genius from her is including her iconic crumbling shimmery shades in the quad, because that would avoid having to search for the pot, and the detect one is much more immediate to have everything in one compact. And that would be smaller than this. This is the bronzer compact. So now I have everything here. I'm gonna play with it. This will be my top drawer. But I think now at this point, if I'm gonna purchase a quad, it won't be Victoria because I have 3 of the shades, but it will be instead the grayish one. That is still on my wish list. Let me know what you have purchased. I'm curious to know if you have caved in and you purchased something, or if you are still strong like I'm trying to be. Let's chat together. See you in my next video. Bye.